Don't allow people who lack integrity make you feel bad because you believe in morality. Clock it. Welcome or welcome back. It's your favorite mental health specialist, Ty Guidance. And yes, that is what we're going to be talking about in today's video. Now, with that being said, because there's no right or wrong way to heal yourself, always and only take what resonates as well as leave the rest. So if it doesn't apply, it's not for you, as well as let it fly. But most importantly, grab your pens, grab your paper, and be prepared to take notes. In this video, we're going to talk about why having morals is so important and why you're always going to be the bigger person and what that actually means, as well as some recommendations, some reminders, some disclaimers, and what to be aware of. When you have certain characteristics that are positive and productive, and you're not out here trying to hurt and harm people, you have to be mindful of people who lack those things within themselves or who do not see any fault in what people do when it's negative. So if someone chooses to be willfully ignorant, you don't have to continue to go back and forth with them. If someone's not able to respect your boundaries, if someone's not able to understand that you do certain things with a sense of class, these people in these places and things are not for you. And the reason why I'm making this video is because a lot of low vibrational people, a lot of immature people, a lot of people who are just negative, right, will try to manipulate you and gaslight you for addressing certain things or calling out certain things or even feeling the way that you do when they've provoked you and they've gone out their way to hurt you, harm you, sabotage you, whether it's emotionally, physically, financially, psychologically, consciously, howeverly. And it's so important that number two, that you're aware of you validating your feelings. You're not wrong for believing in class and having morals and having integrity, knowing that you don't treat people how they treat you. You don't need to throw shade. You're not out here gossiping and making rumors and slandering people. Like, so many people, like I said, will try to gaslight you for addressing certain things and be like, well, if you didn't care or if these people weren't so powerful, you wouldn't speak on certain things. And that's not true. You're speaking on certain things because you do have a certain character. You're speaking on certain things because you do have morals. And I know from experience, I've always been wise on when to pick my battles and when not to, because I've known so many people are insecure, so many people are immature, that when you do try to confront these people, they'll just try to play the victim. They'll act like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about, you're just making things up, or like they'll just run in circles. So speaking from experience, the best thing that you can do when you're encountering immature people or just people who are narcissistic or just low vibrational, like I said, is be aware of it, separate yourself, and just stop talking to them. Because honestly speaking, people who want you to get emotional, people who want a reaction out of you, people who are willing to see you lose your mind, your finances, or your resources are not good people. And the third thing that you need to be aware of is stop trying to enable their behavior. I don't care if it's your family, your friends, your coworkers. Once you acknowledge that certain people are the way they are and they're not willing to change and they're not coming with an apology or they're not able to hold themselves accountable, all you need to do is create distance. Now, of course, if you're in professional settings, if you live with these people, if you work with these people, this is just your friendly reminder that you're not meant to be in this environment forever. You're not going to be in this situation forever. So the best thing that you can do is seek assistance outside of your community. So some type of authority, right? If it's getting to the point where you're in danger, or just knowing that these people are the way that they are, and a lot of people who are immature don't want to see the wrong that they do. A lot of people who cause problems in people's lives don't care. Once you realize that certain people don't care about themselves, you don't have to internalize that energy. And that's the fourth thing. You don't have to receive projections and deflections. Just because people make up rumors, just because people gossip, just because people do things that have problems with you, doesn't mean it's true. Now, of course, this is something that you're going to have to practice. So that's going to be the fifth thing that you need to be aware of is, like I said, when to react and respond. But you're not crazy. People are the way they are. And it's like, whether it's on social media, in the comment section, or real life, as long as you continue to do what you're supposed to do, as long as you're doing right by yourself and you follow your boundaries and you follow your ethics and you move with morality, in the end, you will reap what you sow. Everybody does. So now, how do we go about this without losing our mind or always feeling the need to go off? Number one, you have to realize that All you can do is learn how to be responsible for yourself. The more you spend time to yourself, the more you're able to articulate your emotions, and you find ways to heal, and you're finding ways to exercise your emotions. You're taking the time to understand your frustration, your anger. The more you're able to realize what you need to say, how you can say it. So like your delivery, you're articulating yourself, you're going to therapy, you're meditating, and just knowing when you get triggered. Once you can identify when you're getting triggered, you then can react. You then can respond and realize how you should react. You can address certain things and be mature about it and come up with a solution. You can separate yourself. You can seek authority. You can seek assistance, or you can just allow it to be what it is. The more you realize that certain people are doing things for a reaction, especially when they decide to come up against you, whether they have a reason or not, the more you'll realize, okay, these people just need attention, because that's what it is. Like, speaking from experience, when I've had people make up rumors and gossips and trying to get me fired and just have problems, it was literally because they needed validation. They needed attention. They didn't love themselves. They didn't respect themselves. Nobody who loves themselves, respect themselves, is going to talk about you to their coworkers, to your family members, to your friends, to people that you know, to their parents, to their significant others, because it doesn't matter. There's no way you have 24 hours in your life every single day to be worried about yourself and other people, especially when these people have done nothing to you. And that's the second thing. If you know you're not out here causing problems with people, you don't have to care about how they feel towards you. Is it right? Do I condone it? No, but that's the reality of it, because we're only going to be responsible for ourselves. How other people feel about us when you know that you're not physically hurting and harming people with the intent, right? And this doesn't mean that you're not perfect and that you don't do certain things, but if you are moving with morality, if you're moving with your boundaries, you know when you're right, you know when you're wrong. Being the bigger person does not mean that you allow people to manipulate you. Being the bigger person doesn't mean that you allow people to take advantage of you. Being the bigger person is realizing that you are mature, you are wise, you do have discernment, you do have a certain level of character, and that some people are not worthy of your time and energy. Some people are not worthy of your reaction. The more you're able to understand your worth and move with confidence, the more you're able to avoid these type of people. Now, of course, this doesn't mean that people are going to stop commenting negative things and people are not going to make up rumors and people are not going to sabotage, but you'll be aware, you'll have the discernment of when people are trying to be a distraction. So therefore, when you're elevating, as you're healing yourself and you're getting better, you can know when someone's trying to sabotage you or disrupt your peace. And you have to realize, when people have nothing to lose, when people are miserable, they will do any and everything. You don't always have to fight people. You don't always have to react or respond. And speaking from experience, I realized every single person where I had to go above and beyond in like not the most positive way was somebody who was so low vibrational. Like, I'm talking about a loser. It's always going to be losers, and losers has nothing to do with what you look like, your finances, your status. It's your heart posture, it's your energy, it's your spirit. I've been encountering and I've witnessed so many low vibrational, so many negative, so many ugly people who wanted to humble me or talk about me to their friends, to their parents, my parents, like people that I know, like coworkers. And it's just like, it's so degrading. It's so degrading. Like, these people have so much low self-esteem. Instead of them, like I said, just figuring themselves out, holding themselves accountable, doing the work for themselves, they want to make everybody else feel that way. And it's like, I know what I've done right and I know what I've done wrong, and I can count on my hands and acknowledge out loud on this internet when I was in the wrong. And when I was in the wrong, I've apologized and I've changed my ways, because even when you're in the wrong, and this is why it's not a big deal if your intentions are genuine, you can apologize and change your ways. It wasn't my intentions to hurt and harm people maliciously. I didn't sit here and premeditate and plot. A lot of these people premeditated and plotted before they even encountered you. And then they get around you, they try to steal from you, they try to manipulate you, and then when they leave, they want to, that's what people say, betray you and sabotage you. And it's just so weird. Like, they've been this way this entire time. So it's like, don't make excuses for people. You're not wrong for addressing certain things. And yes, you're allowed to care. You're allowed to care. Like, so many, like I said, disgusting people try to make it seem like I'm crazy because I wouldn't sit here and go my way to hurt and harm you. I would never gossip about you to my friends. I would never gossip about you to my family. I would never cheat on you maliciously. I would never do certain things. I would never try to get anybody fired. Like, it's just so disgusting and so low vibrational, you guys. Like, and that's all I'm going to say, because the past is the past. But the fourth thing moving forward is just, once you, like I said, peep that certain people are just, they have no class. As you mature, it's really nothing more you can say. Like, you just have to learn to forgive yourself, which is going to take time, because you're going to grieve, you're going to allow yourself grace, and know that you being a good person is not a bad thing. Like, there's a difference between you being a people pleaser and you being a good person. Like, you being a good, loving, kind, and nice person is not bad. Anybody who's not nice, anybody who's not kind as a grown adult, anybody who is not respectful, is just, once again, you don't need to be around them. Because it's a choice. Like, the same way people choose to be malicious and negative and hurt and harm people is the same way they could be positive. It's just some people don't want to. You have to realize that some people do not want to be good people, and that's on them. So it's just like, what you're going to do to forgive yourself is allow yourself the space. So I'm challenging you to spend some time with yourself this weekend or whenever you see this video, and just acknowledge how certain situations made you feel, like how it triggered you in a negative way, how it triggered you in a positive way, and just self-reflect. Like, you don't have to beat yourself up. Like, you don't have to feel bad about not speaking on certain things or going off on certain people, because certain people do deserve sometimes you letting them know, I'm not the one. And every single person who thought they was going to do their big one against me, they have learned the hardest way. Life will humble you. God, answers, universe, take what resonates, leave the rest, will humble you. You don't get to sit here and do things to people who have done nothing to you. Like I said, especially if it's premeditated. It's one thing if you say certain things, you do certain things, and you don't know these people. But as you are learning to know people, and as people are learning to know you, they check themselves. If you want to be in somebody's life, there's a way that you speak to them. There's a way that you care for them. You don't just go out here causing problems. You don't get people fired. You don't just get to take from people their energy, their resources, their time, their money, whatever it is, and then think you're going to live scot-free. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. So many people that claim to be adults could just learn to realize, you know what? I didn't have to talk about that girl. I didn't have to talk about that guy. I didn't have to cheat on him. I didn't have to cheat on her. I didn't have to try to get them fired. You know what? I was insecure. This person does trigger me. Let me work on myself. Like, that's not a hard thing to do. That's not a hard thing to do at all. Like, any grown adult, regardless if they're Black, white, Hispanic, Asian, hey, gay, them, she, we, of G, elemental P, LGBTQ2, 1, 2, 3, can be accountable. If people can't be accountable in 2025 and moving forward, and they claim to be an adult, which is like 25 and plus, that's a huge red flag. Huge red flag. Don't allow people to make you feel bad for addressing certain things. And it's like, too, when I realized, when I did try, like I said, because these people were so immature, when I did realize, I was just like, you know what, this is not even worth my time and energy. And that's why a lot of times, like I said, lastly, know when to speak and when not to speak. Sometimes you really do just have to let people think what they need to, and let them live in their delusion, because that's what they are. People who spread rumors, and gossip about you are delusional. People create these one-sided parasocial relationships with you, and you have no idea. Like, because it's like, why would you act that way towards that person? Why are you gossiping about me? Why are you making rumors? Why are you talking about me to your parents? Why are you talking about me to my siblings? Why are you sitting here trying to get me fired? Like, what is your problem? Where's your mom and your dad? Who raised you? And like I said, once you realize that people really don't have morals or integrity, like, you're not better than these people because you have more finances than them. You look better than them. Like I said, it's your character. Like, you lack decent morality. Like, you don't have any sense of integrity. Like, you're like dehumanized, and it's just negative, and that's what we don't do over here. So learn to forgive yourself. If you need to, journal exactly what you want to say to these people. If you don't get the chance to speak to them, continue to see your therapist, continue to see your psychiatrist, book your service and your session with me, your favorite naturopathic physician, your favorite mental health specialist. My website is in the description. Continue to journal and express how you feel. Like, vocalize how you feel. Be mad, be angry, be sad. Validate your emotions, reflect on them, and moving forward, Just allow people to be who they are. Stop trying to give people the benefit of the doubt. Stop trying to see certain things. Like, once you see these red flags, don't ignore them. Don't lift nothing past anybody. And like I said, if you have to be around them and you don't want to, just keep it to a certain level of professionalism. You're not going to be in that situation forever. You just have to continue to do what you need to do. Just keep your distance. Like I said, as long as people are not physically trying to harm you, that's when you seek authority. But if not, let them be weird, because that's what they are. Let people be weird. Let them be low vibrational. You guys are not compatible. You don't have to be rude. You don't have to be disrespectful. And most importantly, you don't have to keep getting out of character, because that's what they want. People, like I said, who are so low vibration will do anything for a reaction, because that's the energy that feeds them. So thank you guys for watching this video. Continue to be the bigger person, because once again, being the bigger person is having a sense of maturity and knowing what's worthy of your time and what's not. You're worthy. When you know you're worthy, you don't clean dirt with dirt. You rise above the situation and you step to the left, or let me not sing that song. You move around, okay? Follow me on all my social media platforms. All the information is down in the description box below. Follow me on Instagram, on TikTok. I will be going live this weekend, or whenever you see this, right? On Instagram and on live. And DM me if you haven't booked your service in your session and you just want to chit chat and maybe ask some questions. If you didn't, let me know in the comment section down below, and let me know what you guys want to talk about in the comment section down below or on the poll. But most importantly, continue to have class. Class is going to outweigh any and everything. And as you mature, as you realize what's worth your time, your energy, I'm telling you, the more you level up, the more you become mature, the more you are professional within yourself, the more people can't mess with you. They can't have access to you. So the more you raise, the more you rise up, the more you carry yourself a certain type of way, the more you conduct your emotions and you keep your composure, the more foolish these people are going to look. Okay? Love you, right?